I'm Wes, we're in the mountains, and when I moved here to Flagstaff, Arizona 5 years ago, like a lot of beginning creators, I knew I wanted to be in the creative space, but I didn't exactly know how. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you guys through my specific tactic that really got me into a space where I was meeting a lot of people and putting myself in the correct positions. Everyone in the media space is talking about how important personal branding is and how important online business is. I did not do any of that. 5 years ago, all I did was offline actually and in-person networking. And that is exactly how I got to work with one of the world's largest athletic brands. I moved to Flagstaff 5 years ago, and I knew how important in-person networking would be. I didn't know it was sold here, but I knew that I had to start that if I wanted my creative journey to succeed. So immediately I go on my college campus, and my dad is friends actually with the athletic director of Northern Arizona University, the college in Flagstaff, which I went to. So I text my dad and I say, hey, can you send me his number? I want to reach out to him. And I reach out to the athletic director and I say, hey, this is Wes. I'm just looking for something. It can be whatever. I just want to get my foot in the door wherever. And he shoots me over to the athletic department, and 4 years go by and I work with them doing photo and video all 4 years of my college career. So right off the bat, literally the first week that I moved here, I reached out to someone to start networking. And it led to me doing media creation for 4 years in a great environment. And that environment then led me to connect with more people. Throughout the 4 years of my college career, you know, I'm meeting people in classes, I'm shaking hands with my professors, I'm meeting everybody with a camera on the sidelines. I just knew that I didn't want to pursue the online business. I knew that wasn't where my passion was because I didn't want to be consumed by the online world. I didn't. And so I started networking, I started doing it in person, and I thought, you know, Flagstaff's a small town, Flagstaff's a town with 70,000 people. People are gonna know people. If you do good work and you be a good person, that's gonna go a long way. So I knew I had to in-person network. One quick point about Flagstaff, Arizona, it sits at 7,000 feet in elevation, so it makes it a melting pot for the world's best athletes to come here and train year round. Flagstaff is so great for high altitude training that Hoka sponsors their professional running team based in Flagstaff, Arizona. I knew that some of the world's best athletes were training here, so I knew that I had a great opportunity to get connected with them. Hey you, I got something to say. Stop watching this video. Stop it. I want you to stop watching this video, and I want you to go do whatever you're passionate about, whether that's painting, whether that's being with your loved ones, whether that's taking photos. Go do whatever that is. Stop watching this video. It'll always be here. You can come back to it, but this YouTube channel is not meant to have you behind a computer screen. It's meant to inspire you to do whatever you're passionate about. So go do it. Literally, go do it right now. Fast forward, I'm now 3 months away from graduating, and I start my own LLC, Clipped In Media. I am kind of in the same position that I was in 5 years ago. I just don't have any clients, any real leads to get me somewhere once I graduate. I have about 3 months worth of savings that I can make something work. That's when the networking kicked in. My buddy, who I met through NU Athletics, he reached out to me and he said there's an opportunity for you to have my 2 retainer clients because I'm leaving town. And they weren't in my niche at all. They weren't where I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to be in the outdoor industry, whether that was athletes or conservation or something along those lines. And these clients were nowhere near that. However, I live in a town of 70,000 people, and I know how important word of mouth and good work can be. So I take the 2 clients, and it's going well, and I meet one of the employees' wife for one of these clients. And she just happens to be the assistant coach for Hoka and AZ Elite, Hoka's pro running team that's stationed in Flagstaff. I give her my business card. I say, you know, I'd love to work with you guys in whatever capacity that could be. Just let me know. And she says, okay, cool. Like, you know, we'll see, basically. Maybe 2 months later, I get an inquiry from Hoka asking me to do a photo shoot with them. A month later, they reach out to me again to do another. So I'm 22 years old. I'm 4 months into running my own business, and I just got reached out to by a $1 billion company who sponsors some of the world's best runners. And it's all because of the in-person networking. I'm not the best creative in the world. I am not the best businessman in the world, but I can meet people and I can create relationships with people, and that stands out. And the online branding is important, and I probably should have been doing that from the beginning. However, I was doing this thing that, again, in a small town where there are opportunities, not many people were reaching out. Not many people were handing out their business cards to every opportunity that came across their doorstep, because those opportunities aren't luck. You make those happen. And throughout the 4 years of being in Flagstaff, of creating work, of meeting people, I then got the opportunity to sit in front of someone who works with some of the best athletes in the world. The message: you gotta show up, you have to be consistent, you have to be able to grow in any way that you can. I've been putting in 4 years of persistent and quality work to get me to that point. If I had gotten discouraged after 1, after 2, after 3, even after 4, if I had thought that, man, I shouldn't just keep handing out my business card to random people, I would not have gotten to this point. And that's the power of in-person networking. If you can reach your hand out, if you can look someone in the eye, if you can have a conversation with them where you connect, that'll go a hell of a long way. I promise you that. Everything's online. Everyone's eyes are glued to a screen. If you can meet someone and shake their hand and look them in the eye and relate on something, oh my gosh, that's the beauty of it. And I knew that from the beginning. Next episode, I'm gonna cover everything that happened in those 2 photo shoots I just talked about. And I'm gonna give you one specific trait that can immediately excel your success. I love sharing this story because not only is Hoka a dream brand for me to work with, but I hope that it gave you guys some insight on how to reach a little more success, inspired you to, go out there and maybe do something you haven't been doing, or push it even more what you are doing. And, I'd love to hear what dream brands you guys have to work with. So drop a comment. If you appreciate this, maybe subscribe. If you don't follow me, that's okay. But, it might be cool. I don't know. Maybe you'd like to fucking hang out with me. It'd be cool if you followed me. I would honestly love to hear what brands you guys want to work with and how you're going to get there. What's your ambition, man? What are you going to do? Thanks for hanging out. And this is my first YouTube video ever, so that's fucking sick. Later, skaters. I like the later skaters, but I don't like the peace sign. Later, skaters.